Good morning. How are you today?
That's good. I'm good. How are you?
I'm really good.
Good.
I'm really good. Now that you're here, I'm doing even better because you always come with some action-packed interview subjects.
Yes, I
So-
try.
Today you brought Jillian Viesman
Yes.
and Matt Steiner.
Yes.
Okay. Why did you bring these individuals with you?
So I asked these guys to come today. We have finally finished our first full year of diversion that started. Well, for me, it started in July of last year. I know that Lake Area had a partnership with the state's attorney's office in the past doing diversions for those students who maybe got an alcohol type ticket, or I'm not exactly sure how far your crimes spanned. But when I started in July of last year, it was just kind of the person to coordinate that, taking it out of the state's attorney's list of million things to do, and then making referrals to Lake Area. If it is a student who isn't a Lake Area student, or a youth who isn't a Lake Area student, we'll refer them to the Human Service Agency. But we finally finished our first year of doing that. And so I think just looking back, we had a very successful year. I think overall diversion had about a 96% success rate. Most students who were offered diversion accepted. And so I just wanted to bring these guys on a little bit, or Jillian specifically, to talk about like what their program is, and with school starting on Monday, kind of getting it out there so that students and parents know what Lake Area all offers in the counseling session besides diversion as well. So.
Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for doing that. So Jillian, I'll start with you because you're just closest to me, but tell us a little bit about your title, what you do there, and we'll kind of get into how you guys help divert.
Absolutely. So Jillian Viesman, I am a mental health counselor at Lake Area Tech. So in general, we offer counseling to all of our students, whether they're online or in person. Typically, it's short-term, solution-focused. It's free and it's confidential. So we try to make it known to all of our students that we are available to you no matter what. If we can't help you on campus, we can certainly refer you to somebody who might be better equipped. We try to definitely focus on mental wellness, emotional wellness, self-care. We try to really hit that hard as well in the early fall. Just with new students coming in, this is their first time living on their own, usually. And so we try to hit that hard. We try to do a number of events throughout the year, focusing on mental wellness, prevention. We collaborate with Kelly Rumsa at the Northeast Prevention Resource Center. She'll come in sometimes and bring her prevention resources. And it's fun to kind of see the students engage with that. So we also do help with the diversion program. I think this last year, collaborating with Angie has been really, really helpful. So what we offer is called Basics. It's brief alcohol screening and intervention for college students. I always have to read it because it's like, so basically that is an evidence-based model. It's non-confrontational. It's a harm reduction approach that really helps students to reduce their alcohol consumption and decrease the behavioral and health risks associated to heavy drinking. And so we're not so much focused on abstaining from drinking, although that is discussed, but it's also focused a lot on alcohol education, and also just having that conversation with the students about, tell me about your alcohol use, goal setting. What are your goals, and how does alcohol maybe fit in those, or maybe interfere with meeting some of those goals? And so it's really a chance for us to meet with those students and have those conversations. And I think, like Angie said, we do see a success rate in there. We see repeat tickets lower with the students who have completed this diversion program. For Lake Area Tech students, they do pay $75 to do the program. And it's 2 sessions. They're 2 weeks apart. So the first session really is kind of just that initial, okay, tell me how you got your ticket, talk to me about your history with alcohol. But we also then have them complete an online screen where they answer questions about their alcohol use, and that really identifies their risk level. I try to tell them to be as honest as they can, because that's the best way that we can help. The second session then is really to kind of dive into that, those questions and their risk level, and have that conversation about, where they might be a little bit more at risk, whether it's binge drinking or tolerance, or maybe risky behavior while drinking. And so it's motivational interviewing, asking those questions to them. How do you think that this affects you? I think it's a successful program.
Mm-hmm. So when I think of diversion, I kind of think, juvenile diversion, I know like Boys and Girls Clubs involved a little and things like that, but you're kind of dealing with young adults here. Yeah. So it's maybe, is it similar, but yet different? Because you're not necessarily working with like parents and,
right.
It's just right with that adult.
Yeah.
Because they're on their own kind of, right?
Exactly.
So,
and that is one thing that we kind of talk about. You're under the legal age, but you're also a young adult, and you're going to make these decisions. So how can we, make these decisions maybe in a healthier way? And it is all confidential. The only thing really, when they're done with this, I provide them a certificate of completion, and they are instructed to bring that back to Angie. And so, really, it's just talking to these young adults about maybe what got you into this situation, and maybe, what changes do you want to make to be successful here at Lake Area and in the future.
Wow. Okay. Mm-hmm. And is this in lieu of something, like they choose to do the diversion program versus another consequence?
Yes. So correct me if I'm wrong, but if they choose to do diversion, then they do not need to follow through with the court process, paying the fine. This is in lieu of that.
Yeah. So if they successfully complete diversion, so for just specifically a underage alcohol ticket, if they successfully complete diversion, then that ticket is dismissed, and they don't have to go to court. Diversion is really designed to keep people out of the system. And so whatever we can do to keep them out of the courtroom fully is what we do. So normally I meet with them. They have a court date on their ticket. When they get it, I move that out, if they agree to diversion, to a month or 6 weeks out, depending on Jillian's schedule, and they have to do some community service as well, giving them time to do that. Once they bring that all back to me, then I send that back to the state's attorney's office as completed, and they dismiss the ticket. So a ticket also generally holds a fine of $132.50 is what it comes out to be. So we do try to keep the class less than that as an incentive, but then it also doesn't go on your record at all. You don't have that underage on your record. So that ticket gets dismissed once they complete their diversion conditions.
Okay. Mm-hmm. That would be good. I had one a month before 21, so maybe I would have learned something. So okay, well, Matt, let's touch base with you for a moment. Where do you come into play in this diversion situation?
My title at Lake Area is Campus Life Director. And so what I do is oversee like extracurricular activities, intramural sports, competitive sports, run events, things like that. So really I try to put that fun out there where they can have fun without drinking kind of thing, come have fun doing these things. But I also work with Jillian and Stephanie to plan other events, whether it's mental health events or, these types of programs and stuff like that, to just incorporate them into some form or matter to give knowledge to students, or just something else to do that keeps them safe and out of those type of trouble situations. So we have actually an event coming up here in September where we coordinated together. We have a guest speaker coming in, a motivational speaker. His name is Timmy Bishop, or Timmy the Dreamer Bishop, as he goes by. He's been doing tours around college campuses for a number of years now. He was recommended to us from Dakota State University. They had him come in and speak to their students, and they just thought he did an awesome job of engaging in pulling engagement from the students as well. He has a lot of energy, a lot of personality, and so he just was one that they that would be good for our school to kind of hear his message, and what he has to say is just a really positive guy, talking about how you have these dreams and how you can reach them. He has kind of similar story as most college students do, being out on his own for the first time, having high anxiety and just kind of dealing with that, and just kind of setting those step-by-step goals to reach his success that he's reached now. And so September 10th, we have him on campus. We'll have a 10 o'clock session for LATC students and faculty, staff specific for that message to them. And then we have a community open event for that he'll be speaking at 2 o'clock. So, diversion students from the Boys and Girls Club, or high school students, or anybody outside of that, counselors, anybody that wants to come and be a part of that and hear that message that they can maybe translate and push out to others that they deal with or work with. They can come to that event for free, and kind of hear his story. And it's always nice to just kind of hear an inspirational message from somebody, and it can kind of lift you up in that moment that you need it. So so we're looking forward to having him on campus. I've only been at Lake Area for a couple of years. I actually came from the Boys and Girls Club prior. And so I actually worked with some of the diversion programs there. Actually, Lewis brings his youth over to the Lake Area Esports Lab this summer to give them something else to do as well. And so, just kind of always been a passion to just, serve youth and help them where they need it. And so, we're just kind of looking forward to having this guy on campus. It's not something that we've done before, at least not since I've been there. And so it's something new, something a little non-traditional, and we're hoping for a good turnout.
Awesome. Do you find then, since you are kind of working with activity planning in sorts, do you get feedback that these young folks feel there's nothing to do in Watertown? Do you hear that feedback?
Yeah, you definitely get that kind of message. Like, they give me ideas of stuff that they want to do or something else like that. I would say, as far as community wise, though, for most of the students that I kind of work with or interact with, I think they feel pretty good about the community of Watertown and how much just help and just things that we kind of incorporate into our program, whether that's partnering with the Legends or the movie theater, the bowling alleys and the Goss and different things like that, Joy Ranch. I think that they can find that coming to Lake Area, it's not just it's not a big college, it's a community. And so they come to Lake Area for that, and they get that, I think, too. So, but I'd say for the most part, it's all pretty positive from what I get from students that come here. It's more just like, can we do this activity or can we do this type of thing? Just more feedback as far as that goes. So, but I would say as far as community wise goes, it's been pretty positive for the most part.
Awesome. That's really good to hear. I wasn't sure. And you have people from, out of the area, and then you've got some of the locals too, and, where they come. So what's that esports? Is that fairly new? Did you kind of start that?
I didn't start it. It was already happening at Lake Area prior when I started. It was in its initial phase. It was in year one of getting going on. It was a club before that, just a kind of a group of students that were getting together and in gaming with each other. And then it expanded into playing competitively against other colleges around the nation in a league that we're a part of. And then when I started, we just kind of really expanded it more and opened it up to more leagues. One's more specific to our local area. And so one of the leagues that we play in, it's like I said, it's nationwide. So we play against colleges in Texas and New York and just all over the place. And then a couple of leagues we're in now, they're more like SDSU, Augustana, North Dakota State, colleges out of Minnesota, Nebraska. A little bit more local, and then we can actually go to what they call a LAN event or a LAN party type thing or tournament. And so we actually get to take our students to an event and compete with others already there. So they're sitting across from the person they're playing against, and it's a little bit more competitive feel in that nature. And so it's it's definitely a program that's been expanding since I started there, and it's definitely growing. We went from about 6 or 7 students that were competing when I got there to now the last year we had 30. So it's really expanded as far as that goes. And so, and then, like I said, Lewis brought his kids over and they come over and they just have a lot of fun with it. And it's just something different to do for them too. So,
okay. Wow. So are you given students to work with then from the diversion side, or you also you work with students that aren't in diversion per se too then, right?
Yeah, I don't work specifically with diversion students. It's more just this was just kind of a connection of, hey, something else to do and have something fun for them to get involved in together, kind of as a mentorship type thing. He brought them over and they played games together and stuff like that. My role is just to figure out a way to plan those activities and coordinate them, and that way those guys have something to do outside of that. But yeah, specifically, it's just more just planning and running events coincide with Jillian and other people for that part of it. But
yeah, I suppose you got to keep it cool or the kids aren't going to show up. So
that's always that's always the challenge, is finding what's the next cool thing or something that's of interest. But the students do a good job of giving me, like I said, feedback. We have an organization at Lake Area called Student Voice, which is a collaboration of students from every program that get together, kind of like a government type student body. And I work with them closely during that time when they're on campus to figure out what is it that they'd like to have going on here at Lake Area that students would get involved in. And it's much easier to get more students involved when other students are also kind of spreading the word and getting them involved. So it's not just me saying, hey, come do this. It's their peers saying, come do this as well.
Wow, that's awesome. I graduated with 36 people. So having 30 in just that class of esports, I remember being younger thinking it'd be so cool to see that in college, or can you do that for a career? And I mean, that's awesome. So
I can see the jealousy.
well, I mean, I'm trying not to scowl. Is that the right word? But I was like, he kept talking. I was like, oh man, who knows?
How can I join? Now you have to join. Now you have to start going to school.
I know I'm gonna have to be a non-traditional student. So go back for marketing or something.
Yes.
So Jillian, it made me kind of think when he was talking too, then since he's not always dealing with the diversion side, when we were talking off air, you mentioned you have 2 mental health. What was the title?
Mental health counselors.
Counselor,
Yes.
easy enough. So you have 2 of those right in the college. So you're not always dealing with diversion. You're dealing with concerns, issues, thoughts. What? How do people reach out to you? They just kind of come into the office, or you get suggestions, or?
Yeah, so multiple ways. Students can certainly just walk right into our office. We have it's called the Counseling Center, kind of a separate confidential space. They are certainly welcome to just walk on in. Usually if we're not in meetings or with somebody else, our doors are wide open. And so we're more than willing to visit with them, whether they have just a quick, hey, can you help me solve this problem? Or whether they need a good hour to just kind of dive into whatever they're dealing with. They sometimes we'll have instructors walk them down to our office if it's, whether they might be in a little bit of a moment where they just need a space, or, sometimes students will mention to their instructors, hey, I think I'd like to meet with a counselor. And our instructors are really good about either just getting them to us, warm handoff, or our instructors will also either call or email us with the student's information and, hey, can you please reach out to the student? Our instructors also are very good at, they know that these are confidential things. And so once they hand off, they're kind of out of it, and they know that. So we work really well with our instructors. Students can also, our information, we have brochures all over the campus. We have TV screens all over the campus. And so our information we try to get that out there as much as possible. So students can certainly call or email us themselves. We have QR codes to our Calendly links. They can certainly just go on there and schedule. So there's multiple ways that they can get a hold of us. We also try to be visible to our students, especially, when we hold these activities. That's also our way of kind of getting out there and, hey, this is me. Now you're comfortable with me. If you ever have a question or concern, feel free to come on in.
Jillian, if
Yeah.
I'm a student and I have a friend that I'm worried about, is that another way? Can I come to you and ask you to talk to them or something like that too? Is that common?
We've had that. We've had students come in and mention, or some students will mention concerns to their instructors as well. And then the instructors will reach out, or, yes, we've had students come in and say, hey, I've got a friend or a roommate that, I'm worried about.
Yeah.
And we want them to do that. Absolutely. See something, say something, right? So, yep, we've had that as well. And so we reach out to those students and just, hey, someone's concerned about you. Let's chat.
So how long have you been doing that at Lake Area?
I have been there since January 2023. So about 3.5 years.
Have you seen more activity, like more people come and see you, which I think can be a positive because it just means maybe more people are comfortable, not that more are depressed necessarily or upset.
Right.
But are you seeing more people come and visit you guys than before?
I think so. I think definitely we've seen an increase in the usage of our counseling center. And like you said, I mean, it might just be that, they're more comfortable or they know that we're there. Our instructors as well, we try to educate, especially right at the beginning of the year, to our instructors. This is how you get a hold of us. These are the things that you should refer for. So yeah, I think there has been an increase for sure.
I was kind of curious, and you hope it's the stigma comes down a little. People are thinking, well, this is bugging me. Let's go talk about it. And maybe it's even easier to talk with someone like you than a friend sometimes, because you get that even, non-judgmental conversation, if you will. So
yeah.
Very good.
Yeah. And I think that's also where the instructors are very instrumental in that. Sometimes it takes a little nudging, especially for you tend to see, difference between programs, and different types of students. But I think the instructors are definitely instrumental in helping that. If a student goes to their instructor and maybe talks to them about their struggles, the instructors are so good about, maybe we should go see the counselor. And that's typically when, they'll bring the student here and just, I want to introduce you to this person. And maybe at that moment, it's just a 5-minute, hey, here I am. But the student generally then feels a little more comfortable to come back.
Wow. Okay. Is there anything that you want to kind of mention, before we wrap up? That's, I want to make sure people know about this, or do you have like your own section on the website or anything people can check out or anything like that?
Yes, we do. We have a section on the website under counseling services. I also just realized I forgot to mention we have a food pantry, a food cupboard, we call it, in the counseling center. And so that is also available to all of our students, whether they're traditional, non-traditional, online, really no questions asked. We partner with Feeding South Dakota. So there is certain data that we have to collect. We do ask them to swipe their student ID card, but that does not give any personal information. It's really tracks usage of the pantry so that it helps us to prove that, yes, we still need this. And we also just have them fill out a small sheet of just, number in the household, what age group are you in, that kind of basic information. And so, that is available to our students as well, because we definitely don't want them to have to worry about, groceries or where their next meal is going to come from. So we have that as well.
Wow.
I think just come see us. If whether you're concerned about somebody or if you yourself just want to chat, we're there.
Very good. Matt, anything that you can think of that you want to throw out there, or if you have a great idea, you can come running in there and tell you, or
Yeah, absolutely. If you got an idea for something, please come tell me. But just a reminder again, Timmy, the Dreamer, will be here September 10th on campus at Lake Area on the 4th floor. 2 p.m. is going to be the community open session for anybody to come and hear his message. And so we'd love to, again, like I said, fill that room and have as many people come and see Timmy. On our website, of course, I've got a page there for student activities. We've got a page for esports and some other programs that we run. We've got a Facebook page for esports, so follow our Facebook page and give us some likes there so we can get some more people following our Twitch streams and our videos when we're competing. But and you want to come check out Lake Area, come check out the esports lab, and see what that's like. We just updated it with all the new students that participated in, so we've revamped that whole area. We've got some new PCs, and so we're ready to rock and roll for that. But yeah, Timmy the Dreamer, September 10th. Come see us.
Very good. So most of the time, all you kind of hear, it's like really quiet in there, right? And you just kind of hear like, and that kind of stuff. Is that pretty much it?
You hear a lot of yelling.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
because they do talk to each other.
Yeah,
right? Oh, okay.
yeah. But most of the games we play are pretty team-based games, and so they have to communicate quite a bit, which is it's not just coming playing video games. It's learning some leadership skills. It's learning communication and being able to relay information in a very quick and processing things, problem solving. All of our teams have team captains that are in charge of their game and their people that they are playing with, and so they have to organize that too. So it's a full-on competitive sport. It's just like any other sport. If it was football, basketball, we run it the exact same way. And so it's just that chance to be a part of a team at Lake Area, something different outside of that. And so it's not something that you would think of maybe right away when you think of Lake Area Tech is esports and competitive sports. And so it's something that we have and is available. And there's a chance for scholarships as well as part of it. So yeah, that's a big thing that we have going on that we think is a great recruiting tool to get more students to come to Lake Area, along with trap shooting and rodeo and other things. So yeah, got a lot going on. But
yeah, no matter what you're into, there seems something for everybody.
There's something. Yeah, there's something out there for anybody to kind of get involved in some clubs, whatever it is. We have a hockey club too. So
wow.
Yeah, kids playing hockey.
Wow, no way. Maybe there'll be a Lake Area hockey team or something someday.
Someday we'll see. We'll see what goes.
Yeah, why not? I mean, there's probably some Summit League type thing, I'm sure. So I don't know how that works, but that's really cool. I've heard that there's a lot of like psychological or science or whatever behind the video gaming of your critical thinking and how it really helps brains kind of think fast, like you were mentioning. So there was a lot of benefits to brain development, I think.
Yeah, you're processing a lot and you're doing a lot and dexterity. That's what's going on. So
yeah, very cool. Well, Angie, do you have anything that you want to get out before we wrap up? Codington Connects related, vacation, pictures, anything?
No, I just got back from vacation.
Oh,
so I'm kind of out of it, which is
I didn't know that you did.
Yep, last week I was out. So no, I don't have anything new. I'm just really ready for this and the next school year and see how things keep moving. So we released our quarterly newsletter 2 weeks ago. Are you on that list, Steve? Oh, shoot. I will get that to you. But yeah, it just kind of gives our updated statistics and whatnot. It talks about diversion and the other programs that we're doing through Restart. So
yeah,
I will get that to you.
Very cool. Okay. And they also, we talked about it briefly before, but they had hired the new kind of a newer position.
Oh, yeah, the
right?
defense support coordinator.
Yeah.
Yep, that's going well. Well. It's a lot of planning and work.
Coordinating.
So, yes, coordinating. There's a ton of coordinating.
Yeah.
So.
And then that's Tiffany, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, Tiffany Berthel.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So that I can't wait to see that continue to develop because I think there's a lot of positives in prevention and diversion. And
yes.
Yeah, you're doing good work.
We're hoping to, both Tiffany and I came from treatment court. So I always say that we helped people at the end of hopefully their criminal justice journey, where if we can start them at the very beginning so they don't get into the deep end of the pool, we've moved our services to the beginning. So we'll see how that goes. I mean, our goal is that is successful, obviously. So yeah.
And I think the county wants to save a couple of dollars.
County
So
wants to save dollars. Everybody wants to keep the community safer.
Mhm.
All of those kinds of things. We want to help people do better earlier. So,
wow,
mhm.
look at you. You're a part of the cog and the wheel of positivity in the community.
Yes, we try.
Well, we appreciate everything that you do. So, well, thank you too for joining us today. I appreciate taking time out of your busy school day. So hopefully you didn't miss anything too important. So very good. Well, Matt, keep us up to date too. If you think about it, if you have a tournament or something, let me know and we'll kind of do a share or whatever on something like that. I think that's cool.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
awesome.
Cool.
Okay.
Thank you.
You definitely got one new follower on your esports
Yeah.
page.
I already followed.
I was
No,
gonna say,
he already did.
I was gonna say, I think he's already following. I think we actually had a couple students come and maybe speak or
Mhm.
talk down the radio. So
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
we'd
Yeah.
love to have that again. Maybe get some student voice members to come down and talk to about what they do as far as that goes.
Yeah, for sure. I get the Twitch notifications when they go live. And,
I've
Then you can
never
watch
heard
it.
of Twitch in this context.
well, you're on it now.
Okay.
But there's like it's neat because Jaden does a lot of the talking, but yeah, it's cool just hearing somebody like left, right. I don't know what they're saying, but there's a guy over here, there's this, that, let's meet here, and it's wild.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
it is cool to watch. So very good. Okay, well, Angie, thank you for
All right.
coming.
Thank you for having us again.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah. I will see you in a month.
Yes. Okay. Well, then we'll see someone representing Codington Connects next
Yes,
week,
definitely.
and that we're excited for.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you guys, and we'll get back to some music here on Northeast Radio SD.
Someone knows from me, say it only sundown, Sundays, Christmas, some days, and when I need a few friends, now and again.